why I stopped using oracle cards and tarot cards and why I started using them again. So I want to rewind you back to a few years ago when I had what I would call the second awakening, where you realise that this journey is not all love and light, and there is light and there is dark. And as I was navigating this journey and doing all the shadow work and the trauma work that comes as part of this process, and as I was going through this initiation into this next level of awakening, one of the biggest things that I needed to work on was becoming my own authority, realizing that I had all of the answers inside of me, and I was on this journey to create that awareness for others as well. And when I was going through this stage on my journey, I went for something called a limpia. So those of you that are of Hispanic origin, you will probably know what this is. This is basically like an energy clearing that is part of the Cuban tradition. And a friend of mine does it. He's actually spoken on my podcast if you want to go and hear from him. And in this limpia, they use an egg to cleanse your energy field, and they basically like smoke your aura out with loads of herbs. It's an amazing session. It's effectively like a Cuban version of the work that I do in terms of the kind of energy alignment piece. And something that came through his guides in the session was that my oracle cards were causing me problems and were actually moving me away from my truth. And what was happening was I was looking to all these tools for answers instead of trusting my body. So this is why there was darkness. This is why there was distortion, because I hadn't fully anchored in my own authority and my body truth about what was right for me and what wasn't. And back in those days, I would have pulled a card and believed that over myself. So this is why this is dangerous. And this is the same for anything, right? Anything in life can sway us from our truth. So it's not that the oracle and the tarot were the problem. The problem was me. The problem was that I hadn't done the healing, and the problem was that I wasn't discerning about what I was connecting to. So don't get me wrong, there are some tarot decks that have been created that do have a very dark energy, that have been created by people that haven't done their trauma work. So there are definitely dark and demonic card packs out there. But this is the problem that we see, is they're not all dark. So these people like Doreen Virtue, who are just like, everything New Age is demonic, I'm moving to Christianity, that is not the answer. Because when you go through that dark initiation process, you're simply becoming aware of the dark and the light. You're becoming aware of how that darkness feels, going to the depths of your darkness and looking at what demonic energy feels like, what dark astral entities feel like, so that so you can clear it off yourself and others. This is an initiation, and the deeper you're willing to go into that dark and clear that dark, the more light can come in, the more your channel can come in. So when I did this work and I did the trauma healing around me being the authority and being able to determine my sacred yes and my sacred no and my discernment, like now I just know. I can go into a shop and I can pick up like an oracle deck and I'm like, instant no. Or the Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell, which I do use, and I've started using that again. I pick that up and I'm like, yes. And obviously I cleanse it and I clear it and I align it to source as well. But I just wanted to speak to this because there's so much polarity of like New Age Christianity, New Age Christianity, New Age is all demonic, yoga is demonic. And then like, it's not the answer. The answer is it's not all demonic. The answer is it's just about building your authority so that you can determine what is light, what is dark, what is right for you and what is not.